Hi everybody, it's me, LisaT, coming at you with some positive energy, doing Lights Out with Lisa, reading The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. And if you're watching this on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, join the journey when we're done this book, which I cannot believe is coming soon in just a couple of months. 365 days, 365 videos are in that channel, in this channel. When we're done this, I'm going to start the next chapter of our healing journey. So a new book, a new something new. So yeah, hit subscribe and join me on the journey. And all the others that have joined along too. So we are reading, where's my speckaroonies? 1 second. My specs. Need my specs for nighttime. Sometimes I don't use them. Sometimes I don't need them. But at the end of my day, my eyes are tired. So, so we are reading September 6th, a good step 10. It was so cool that September 5th. Yeah, that's step 10. That step 10 is so important to maintain a daily accountability of yourself and where your thoughts are at and where you're, because those thoughts are causing feelings, and those feelings, if they're disturbing, if they're they can send us on the wrong track, they can send us down a spiral down with a snowball effect of not good. So step 10 really helps to keep a daily maintenance of the spiritual journey and of staying on track. So, and it's okay if you fall off track. I've fallen off track multiple times. My dog's playing with his favorite toy, the Tupperware. It's just an old sour cream container and it's his favorite. So step 10, it keeps us in good spiritual fitness, actually. So that's a good way to talk about it. Okay, September 6th, the good in step 10. Here we go. This will explain it. Step 10 says, continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. So that's step 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we're wrong, properly admit it. So it's talking mainly there about amends, but continue to take personal inventory. Our inventory is about our stock in trade. What's going on inside? What are we holding on to? What are our liabilities? What are our assets? Am I holding a liability? It could be anger, resentment, jealousy, envy, fear. Assets are my kindness, my thoughtfulness. So we have both. We have liabilities and assets, and we take this is a business here. This is a business going on. We want to take stock about what's in trade, what's going on in there. And if it's unsaleable, unusable goods, we want to get rid of it. So continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. They're talking about making amends in that piece, but it's not just taking inventory about where we were, where we were wrong. It's also about taking inventory about where was I scared today, where was I in fear, where was I jealous, where was I envious of others, where was I coveting someone else, like wanting what they had. So because those things will keep me not in gratitude, they'll take me out of gratitude for what I have, for who I am. And it will take me away from accepting myself and from self-esteem. So it's good. Step 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we're wrong, promptly admitted it. It does not suggest that we ignore what is right in our life. So it's not saying ignore what's right in your life and only look at where you're going wrong. It's not saying that. Like I just said, liabilities and assets. It says we continue to take personal inventory and keep a focus on ourselves. Keep a focus on, where are my thoughts? What are my actions? What am I thinking about? How am I behaving? When we take an inventory, we will want to look for many things. We can search out feelings that need our attention. Okay, so I'm having a bunch of what's going on inside of me today? What needs my attention? What needs tending to? Today I was full. I had a popping moment today. I was broken open. Some stuff has been building over the last couple of weeks, and I wasn't doing regular step 10 work every single day until this weekend. And so this weekend was a turning point for me, but I had a lot of cleanup to do because I let 2 weeks of stuff build up. And so the feelings that needed my attention were this feeling of being a burden, this feeling of being not good enough, this feeling of that I can't handle it, that I can't so there was a bunch of things building up. So I needed to search out those feelings. Those feelings wanted my attention. They wanted me to sit and look at where they're coming from, why they're coming up, and how they're false too. So we can look for low self-esteem. There we go, the low self-esteem thing. We can look for low self-esteem creeping back in. We can look for old ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving. We can look for mistakes that need correcting. So that old stuff, my journey thus far is telling me that it's never really gone. I just learn how to address it quicker. Sometimes, something would get triggered, as they say, and it would last for a couple of months, and I wouldn't even know it was happening, and now it gets that time span from when it happens to when I get resolved gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So today I had a popping moment, and within about 3-4 hours I had a total revelation. I had a total turnaround moment because I did the work. So and definitely the low self-esteem was creeping back in. I start to pick on myself when things start to feel like I can't control them, like unsafe. When I start to feel unsafe in the world, my knee-jerk reaction is to pick on myself. That comes from early childhood traumas. And so when that's happening, and my friends around me know that, they'll say, at least it's not about that. It's not about the way you're looking. It's not about this thing that you're focusing on regarding your physical appearance. There's something else going on. So we got to dig. They can see it. I can't, because I'm stuck in it. So that's why we reach out to other people, so they can see, because they can see sometimes what we can't see. So yeah, so look for low self-esteem creeping back in. We can look for old ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Am I behaving the way I used to 6 years ago? Am I getting caught up in old behaviors that and old ways of thinking and old ways of feeling? Get aware of that. The awareness is like a major step. As soon as you're aware, then you can start to live in the solution instead of the problem, like I've talked about in other videos. So we can look for mistakes that need correcting, but a critical part of our inventory can focus on what we're doing right and on all that is good around us. So the inventory, like I said, the assets. So our inventory, we're looking at the liabilities and the assets, the things that are tripping us up, but also the things that we're doing really good with. So part of our codependency is an obsessive focus on what's wrong. Part of the codependency is an obsessive focus on what is wrong. And that's why a gratitude list is really important, or really helpful if you're writing a gratitude list every day, because that flips the switch for you, and then you're looking at what is good. So notice that if you continually are focused on what is wrong in things, then you have a codependency issue. So part of our codependency is an obsessive focus on what's wrong and what we might be doing wrong. That's for sure me. I'm like, what did I do wrong that I had to take my car to the mechanic today, and it derailed me, because I thought, oh God, I should have done this. And if I just would have put gas, or if I just would have put a different kind of oil, and then this wouldn't have broke down. If I just would have done this, and now I'm bothering the mechanic. And I just thought I had done everything wrong. And it took me a couple of talks. I know the reality, obviously, but that when that thing is triggered, there's this connection between the brain and the gut. So the gut, if I'm feeling something, if I feel like I've done something wrong, that's going to send a message to my brain, and then there's this negative feedback cycle that the two feed each other, and so I'm stuck in it. So I need help. So real or imagined, it says. Yeah, so we focus on what's wrong and what we might be doing wrong, real or imagined. Most of the time it's imagined. In recovery, we're learning to focus on what's right. Focus on what's right. Look fearlessly with a loving, positive eye. What did you do right today? Well, I did some good. I know what I did right today. I worked my steps, and I got myself out of a dark, dark hole. Did you with higher power's help. Did you behave differently today than you would have a year ago? So we can look at this. I love this analogy that came to me a while back, like a couple years ago, and because I was always like, oh, now another mountain, now this other mountain I gotta climb, and another mountain in front of me. And someone brought it to my attention. Yeah, but Lisa, look at all the mountains behind you that you've climbed, right? Already I've succeeded through all of those humps and bumps and mountains. So yes, what I did today is so different than what I would have done a year ago. I would have probably done nothing a year ago except for cry. So did you reach out to someone and allow yourself to be vulnerable? Yes. You can compliment yourself for that. Did you have a bad day but dealt effectively with it? Yes. And it turned around and was a great day. Did you practice gratitude or acceptance? These are questions you can ask yourself. Did you take a risk, own your power, set a boundary? These are little things you can look at when you're like, oh, I screwed everything up. I should have put different oil in my car. But just let's look at the real stuff that matters. Did I love myself at all today? Did I practice gratitude, acceptance? Was I able to accept any moment that happened today? If I was, that's improvement from 10 years, 20 years ago. Did you take a risk? Did you own your power or set a boundary? Did you take responsibility for yourself in a way that you might not have before? 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, whatever. If there's improvement from the past, then you've done a good job. That a girl and that a boy. Did you take time for prayer or meditation? Did you trust God? Did you let someone do something for you? Even on our worst days, we can find one thing we did right. We can find something to feel hopeful about. We can find something to look forward to. We can focus realistically on visions of what can be. Here's your prayer for today. God, help me let go of my need to stay immersed in negativity. I can change the energy in myself and my environment from negative to positive. Yes. I will affirm the good until it sinks in and feels real. I will also strive to find one quality that I like about someone else who's important to me, and I will take the risk of telling him or her that. Amen. There was some really good stuff there. I will affirm the good until it sinks in and it feels real. Affirm the good. So you don't even have to believe a good thought. I call it going on a rampage. You just start saying, like, you know what? So say you're hating yourself and you hate your life and you feel like a burden and you feel like you make nothing but mistakes. Flip it all. Say, I love myself. I do good things, and I can exist. I have the right to exist. I love myself. I do good things. I have the right to exist. I love myself. I do good things. You start to rampage it. And at first you're like, yeah, saying it. And then you start to like, wait, actually, no, this feels right. And you say it over and over and over and over. Because a belief is simply a thought that you've said over and over and over. Turn it into a belief. So, yeah, that's it. There was some other good stuff in there. I can change the energy in myself and my environment from negative to positive. You have the power. This is all about empowerment, self-empowerment, self-love, and changing your reality, because you're changing the way you think about yourself, the way you think about your life, and the way you see and view things, your perspective. So you have the power to change. Amazing, right? Love you all. Mwah. Thanks for watching. Lights out.